Good evening. Welcome to In the North Bank. Welcome to a kind of special Big Sunday show. A little bit of a long wait for this one. I think I was planning this kind of show like last season when the ballots and everything like that had first started being announced, and when we were kind of queuing for tickets in systems that just didn't seem to work. So I had this all in mind for a long time, and finally managed to kind of get it going. I am joined by Ian and Mark and George. Welcome,
Hey,
George.
hey mate. Sorry about that. Having line problems.
Not to worry, mate. Not to worry. And yeah, Mark, welcome again.
Evening all.
How are you?
Good, yeah, you?
Yeah, very well, very well. And good to see you, Ian, again.
Yeah, good to see you, Paul. Thanks for having me back on. It's always a pleasure.
No worries. We were waiting for another newbie coming on today, Callum. Not sure if he's having problems, but if he comes in, then he'll come in and join us this evening.
Using Roger's Wi-Fi, is he?
It's all. I don't know. Technical problems everywhere. But, look, it might have been banned. Who knows? We've just seen this the ticketing kind of thing. It might have been banned, and so yeah, we'll have to try and review it. But yeah, the ticketing side of things at Arsenal, like what I wanted to get into first up, and yeah, there's a few little things I want to kind of go through. We've all had many experiences with Ticketmaster and the box office online at the football club through all guises from even before season ticket holders, and being able to not have to worry about it, but having to queue up and being certain queues. George, it was quite an interesting one, probably last year, wasn't it? I think, and probably quite a few of the people watching will be similar, where you'd go into buy tickets on the release time or go in earlier.
Yeah.
And then you'd be put in a kind of holding bay. It'd be classed as a waiting room, but we'd be told it's a queue. And then all of a sudden, as soon as, say, 9:30 hit, all of a sudden the queue reset and you'd be totally somewhere else. You'd be like, you couldn't quite work out what was going on. You'd then try another game and it would be like something totally different, but you'd get nowhere near getting anywhere near those tickets. I don't know, Mark, have you had any experience with kind of those kind of release dates and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. Probably not as familiar as some others, but yeah, a little bit, where you'd be sitting in the queue, you'd log on, say the release time you were told was 10, you'd go, oh, I'm going to be really clever here and log in at 9:20, and you might be led into a queue and think, yes, I'm ahead of the game. Then it hits 10 and as you said, oh, you're at the back of the queue or you're somewhere totally different to where you're expecting to be. So yeah, it was a very, I think, frustrating experience for a lot of people in terms of just how does this work? When do I need to log on? Because it seemed to be different for everybody. So as I said, I could log in at 9:20. Someone else logs in at 9:59, but they're further ahead in the queue than I am. So nobody seemed to understand exactly how it worked. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they moved away from it. But I know last season there was a hell of a lot of frustration around ticketing, particularly obviously the second half of the season when obviously demand went through the roof as well. So
yeah, I would say it was probably just that frustration over everything, wasn't it? Just in general, no one really knew. I bought my brother a red membership for his birthday last season, and I went for every single game at home, and I couldn't get anywhere near him as a red member. I think I only managed to get a ticket for the Carabao Cup, and that was that was it. And if you look at it like that, it was just rubbish. But Ian, have you what experience have you had in the last few years? I suppose with Ticketmaster and the online box office. Have you found it frustrating or?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I probably have even less experience of it than Mark, as he mentioned. He only has a bit of experience with it. Luckily enough, these days I have the season ticket like Mark, but I did keep my red membership, just to on the off chance to try and get tickets every now and again. And I found it to be like cumbersome the few times that I used it. Those queues would drive you crazy. There's a little element of when you're trying to buy, concert tickets as well to the website. You just don't know where you are. It changes all the time, and it just causes huge frustration, especially in a period where the team are doing so well and there's a real kind of desperation to get tickets. It just kind of exasperates the frustration, I think. But yeah, it's not ideal. A club of Arsenal size, I know they're probably relying on Ticketmaster systems, but surely there's a better way of going about it,
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's one of those times where you think it's just not fit for purpose in what they put out for us. George, what have you you've got a slightly different way of obtaining tickets, haven't you? This is not shady at all. I'm not saying
he's not buying them off a tout, guys.
It's a controversial one, no. I mean, it's a little bit off the kind of like the topic of this show, but yeah, no. Let's put a disclaimer there. He doesn't buy off touts. You've got a slightly different way, George. Do you want to just to tell us a little bit about you?
To be fair, I probably couldn't see where the touts were anyway. So for those who don't know, I'm registered blind. So I have a red disabled membership. I'm going to be really controversial. I preferred the ticketing system for last year than it is to this year. Like Mark and Brave here, my near enough on a weekly basis about the ticket ballot. So basically, how we're meant to get tickets is take this with an explanation mark. We're meant to ring up and do it online, but as people know, it's not practical. I'm not going to cover it up and saying it isn't. Like I was on hold last season for a Nottingham Forest ticket for 2.5 hours, and then I called up and then they said, "Oh, we just sold out." So obviously, you can imagine I was collected about that. So there was 2 ways we could do it. We could either go online and do it through like that, but practically I had friends to help me do that because it just wasn't for someone who's blind. It wasn't that practical and that accessible. Or we could just ring up and get a ticket. I had like different experiences, like what Mark was saying, different times. I had one of our friends went on and got a ticket line about 40 minutes before. And then when there was someone who went on like just as the time hit, a ticket once, but it was more realistically like if you was on in that line for about 45 minutes. But it was just a free-for-all, mate, to be honest. Like, because all the tickets, so people might not know, is the disabled tickets are on sale sometimes the same time as silver and some red memberships on. So there is some when people ring up through to the disabled line, but they're trying to like shortcut the queue. Like, fair play to that, I probably would. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was frustrating, and then like this season, I think I've got a better chance getting my eyesight back than getting success rate. So I've had 4, so and that's disability tickets. So, and that was these massive games against Burnley. Funny enough, I did get Newcastle on PS3 on top of that. So, and I think it was Lons I got, but I couldn't make it. So it's just a bit frustrating. And I questioned the club about it as well. So I got, I think I showed it to Mark. I got a very, very long generic email, which I had to have it broke down for what it actually meant. But it was, yeah, when the numbers I got from them, I was truly shocked. Like, I'm not trying to stir it up on that, but I was shocked, the disability numbers. But I didn't know if you wanted me to go into it now. So
Yes. No, that's fine. No, look, that's a different one. Obviously, you calling up and ringing the club takes you back to memories of when that actually used to be the only way of really doing it. You actually have to ring up the 027 number. Well, no, it was probably even that was the days of club call. Over 0208 or 0181, wasn't it, before the change?
Yeah.
I think it was, or 0171. It was just like you'd call up number and you'd be just literally on hold, and then you'd be always on redial. You're always on redial to like try and not get the engaged tone.
The worst thing was, mate, it was that playlist. It was the same song, like the same few songs over and over again. And when you're listening to 2 hours, it was like a horror film. You know, all you hear was that. Like, I can't listen to Top Loader anymore.
That's one of the best ones. That's one of the better ones, isn't it? I have to go. Look, that is, look, it's a frustrating thing, and you do think that they probably should. It's hard to gauge how many calls they probably do get, but it does look like they're always very short on staff or having the men there just literally just to kind of pick up and just and deal with it. It just always seems like you are on hold and there's no real update on it either. You're just sitting there. But that's, look, Ticketmaster. How could it improve? How again? This is the other thing. It's like we've got a system that's in place. How can we improve it? Before we go into, I'll let you think about that. Maybe have a think, just for a second. But a little welcome to Emerson in the chat. Evening, Paul, George, and guest. That's Ian. The Ticketmaster system is a joke, as George said. You may be on the hour before you get through, or when you get through, let's say the match is sold out. Yeah, it's all it's perennial like that, isn't it?
With disability as well is, so whenever you enter a ballot, they say that you'll put on the waiting list for a ticket. When you ring up, they say, but there's not a disabled ticket ballot waiting list. But then when you have to talk to someone from the disability liaison team, they're like, well, there is. So what I found out is actually, I think it's about 85% of the people that actually answer for the disability line are just random, like people that work for the club. Like they're not actually catered for disability, which I think is not right.
No, it's not right.
It should be someone that's, I'm not saying all different disabilities need different catering, but like say like Mark or something, or Ian could ring up and say, oh, I want a ticket for Arsenal Brentford, and they'll get the same sort of treatment, same help as what I would get. And you just, how do they, unless they know about all the different types of memberships, how can they help with that? Like, there was someone that said, oh, you're on the purple membership. I went, yeah, it was about 10 years ago, that mate. Like, so it's just a bit of a farce, really. I just find it. Like, if you know, like, I sound really dodgy now, but if you know someone in the disability team, I think you get more help. But to say someone who's like a new, like the amount of people I've had to say to who are new disabled members, like, oh, this is what you need to do. But that's not my job. It should be made transparent.
Yeah.
And it's just not accessible, even with the Ticketmaster stuff. Like, you go through it all, like like take away the ballot, I could be here for about 10 hours with that. But like even last season, for someone who's like, you guys know me quite well, like for someone who needs to log on, and I'll be honest, the same with the women's ticket, and it's quite an up and running problem and discussion I'm having with Arsenal in a minute. They give when you log in on there, you have like 2 or 3 minutes basically to write all your details out, write your PA number out, write your number out, write your address out, and then to buy the ticket. For someone who uses voiceover, like that's not practical.
Yeah. No, I think there's lots of ways I think the club have to kind of take on board. But yeah, look, it's all about getting the experiences out there, isn't it? Really, and just kind of break it down, because it would be nice to kind of get the club to kind of do something. Will certainly help to make it better. I'm a little bit gutted because Callum was looking quite interested, because he's a Red member as well. It's him and his mum, I think he said, and the experiences from his side, it would have been quite good. Colonel's joined us in the chat as well. Watch along tonight. Easiest way of getting tickets is when we are shit. Playing good football is no good for me if you want to go football. Look, we know the uptake. What was it? What did I say when they first announced it and they suddenly say about the ballot? It was about there was 210,000 Red members. I think they come out and said there, and I'm trying to picture the amount of tickets. It wasn't a lot of tickets.
About 3,000 for Reds. But thanks, about 3,000 is held back for Reds.
Yeah, it was
every fixture, give or take.
I think overall it was around about 9,000 tickets to go to general sale, and that would include. Well, I'm putting disability tickets in there because, with
that, obviously I've spoke to Arsenal about this, and it's not. I don't really get who knows, to be honest.
Okay.
They told me that 93% of tickets go to season ticket holders.
Yeah.
Basically, there's 300 disability season tickets.
Yeah.
So, if you do your maths, I'm not very good at it, so don't give me that countdown thing or something. But I worked out at basically just like 1 or 2% of tickets come available for disability on the day. Obviously, you have to put PA tickets in, but that's when I was shocked. Me, for a club who buys how accessible they are, they don't sound like tickets to me. And then they tried to say that disability have the highest success rate in the ballot because apparently it's 30 to 40%. If that's the case, my luck must be really down. But yeah, like when they say like just 300 basically season ticket holders, so I suppose you add like the PA, but 93% of season ticket holders, like you said, that doesn't, like if you involve 7% of the attendance into, well, it's not even 7, is it? The away fan, like when people saying they can't ticket, is it a surprise really? Like with that small amount? Not really.
No, it's
not particularly.
Not with that amount of thing. If you suddenly even say like if you got say like 200,000 members, they're all trying to go for the same thing, and you all go in the ballot.
So it's small numbers. Like
it's crazy. I think it splits out, and like you've only got like about 6,000 for Red members, and I think you had like about 3,000 or 3,500 for like the silvers or something like that. I think that's how it kind of broke down. But you do look at it like that. But yeah, going into the ballot, obviously they've changed it a bit, haven't they? And they keep doing it for the general ones where you'd put in for your ballot, you'd select how many you wanted to go for, and then you'd wait to hear. Trouble is, you wouldn't get a message to say, "Oh, well done, you're successful. We're going to charge it." They just charge the card, and you just wait to see if something's happened. But then if you've if you've not had anything and you're suddenly like thinking, what's going on? So, am I successful? Am I not? Again, it's just it breeds more frustration. And I'll look at it like that, and I suddenly think, well, look, there's no problem with my card. It's similar to this season with regards to the season ticket like ballot system itself, where you got the tickets for the cup games. I put in to go for automatic tickets, and I found out it isn't. So I managed to get a ticket for Liverpool. Liverpool? So no, for the Paul.
The FA Cup. Yeah.
That's the next one. I found out that they hadn't done it automatically, and it was like, okay, I've got to do it manually. So it was like, there's no issues with the payment. So nothing's been tried or attempted, and it just seems a little bit strange. It just seems a little bit out there and not consistent. I think that's the big thing. I think there's a lot of inconsistency about the whole approach for it. But they've changed it a bit more, haven't they, Mark, with regards to family and friends and stuff?
Yeah, and only being able to access the exchange if you've actually entered the ballot. So they've made a couple of changes. I think it's since Liverpool in the league, in whenever that was, end of January or beginning of February. So they have made a couple of changes recently. Obviously, I presume based on feedback, rather than just going on a solo run. But there has been a couple of changes in recent weeks, months maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's this feedback from fans. I mean, there's lots of these kind of things that have been like apparently reported back, but when we'll go into say like the season tickets a little bit shortly, but again that was under consultation of fan groups as well, which I found quite bemusing. It feels like it's a little bit of lip service where after consultation with fans, I think it's a very shallow kind of thing. I don't think there's anything there.
They may have consulted with them, but they didn't listen.
And this is the problem, isn't it? When we talked about the Kroenkes previously, and you suddenly said about they actually want to listen, don't they? They want to listen. They want to kind of maybe. But this was all about Josh, wasn't it? It was the whole lip service with Josh coming on board, and he's been closer to the fans. He's going to do this. He's doing that. It seems now he's wriggled in and come in a bit more, and we're playing the way we're playing, and we're doing well. It's almost like we've done what we need to do, and we're going to go our way now, and it's now about money. It's now about money. Do you think it's something a little bit like that now, where you suddenly think the owners are a little bit more blasé with it all, then we don't really care?
Yeah, well, a little bit. I think they've done well. I think Josh and the background crew, like considering a few seasons ago, have done well. But I think they are kind of taking advantage and capitalizing on what's happening on the pitch, all the positivity. They are spending great money on players and wages and so on. But this would not be happening where we still finishing 5th, or 8th and so on. So. I think there is an element of them being a little bit more comfortable in themselves, thinking they can charge a bit more or change a few things. They probably feel as though we'd be less resistant to it all because of what's happening on field. But I think they still need to stick close to the fans. They still need to listen to the fan groups. They still need to no matter what goes, even if we won the league and the Champions League double, we still should be listened to, I do agree. There is an element of that going on.
That's it. Emerson said, the system I prefer is the way fans queued up by the old box office in the other side of the stadium, and restrict the red members now as you get loads of overseas fans on that scheme. This is an interesting. I'm gonna come back to the red memberships and the actual number, and why I think the season ticket things and everything like that, the increases are a little bit of a joke because of that. You picture 2,100 members paying 40 or 35, 45 pound a year. It's a fair amount of money in there, really. And why would you then look to try and go a little bit more on the match going fan as it is? If there was an issue with the finances and stuff, then you'd probably just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'd be just trying to cut the memberships if that was the case. Charge more for match going fans if you're going to do that, but at least limit kind of who kind of can come and get the tickets. It may sound unfair, but it does stop everyone just jumping on and suddenly coming on. And I know people obviously do it because they obviously need change. Look, I've got 4 boys. Eventually, they're going to want memberships and stuff like that. And you suddenly look at it. Yeah, at times it's going to be like that, but it's just the Johnny come latelys and everything like that. And
I think we've 3 levels of membership at the club at the moment, isn't it? There's season ticket holders, silvers, and reds. It probably isn't enough to cater for the number of members we currently have. Like a guy who signs up for his membership tomorrow shouldn't have the same rights or privileges as a guy who's been a red member for 10 years. That just makes no sense. So whether they have to come up with red plus or red light or whatever, something like that, but there's probably a bit too much administration in that for them to go down that road. And as I said, the easiest money Arsenal pick up every year is £40 for a red membership. You don't actually get anything for it anymore. They don't even do the membership pack. So
you use your points, haven't you? You've got to use your loyalty points for that.
Exactly. So all a red member gets now is the chance to enter a ballot for tickets.
Yeah.
So,
and the prizes are rubbish as well.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It is rubbish. My biggest gripe with this ballot system is that I keep forgetting the ballots are on.
Yeah.
So I've done the first 2 or 3, and I got nothing. I tried the next one, the 4th one. I actually managed to get a ticket, and then subsequent ones I just kind of.
You're the type they love, because the less people they have entering the ballot, then their percentages go way up, and they go, look, the ballot's working.
Because obviously I've got my seats here, it's not in my forefront of mind. I got it as a
why would it be?
And that's it. So I got it from a brother, and it was like, I'll manage it, I'll look after it, and I'll make sure I'll get you some tickets if I need to. Obviously, he keeps asking me if you got me any tickets. I'm like, oh no, he just failed. Mm-hmm. If he's watching, then I'm in a bit of spot of bother at home. But
we'll edit that part out.
Yeah, we know too much.
What my issue?
Go on.
So what my issue about it is, so we have a WhatsApp group, and I won't mention names, but there's disabled members in there that have had 6 or 8 at the start, already this season, and then not had for weeks. And then there's like myself, I've only had 2 or 3. I know a disabled member that's had none. Like, don't tell me that's done on percentage. Like, or people that can have Chelsea, Man City, Man United, all those games, and then like that's random for me personally, but that's because I haven't got them.
Now I've seen these, George. I've heard people say that have, even from like last year. I don't know. I've just speak to a fair few fans.
Yeah,
I said from even like last year going on to this year. Oh, I only missed 1 game in the last 2 years at home. Blah blah blah. I've got tickets for every game with my membership. It's like,
good
how
for
do
you.
you manage that? I'll tell you what. I want to get your lottery tickets. I say, can you predict those numbers? It was like, you look at it and you just think, well, there might be the ones where you do get it off people and others. So you might not have used your membership, and they might have just kind of bigged it up a little bit, where they suddenly say, okay, we've got in the ballot, but failed, but then got it off someone else. And I think we look at, I suppose we do look at all this, and it probably goes nicely into the band accounts, don't it? Really, at the end of the day,
Got to pay for stuff.
Yeah, look, people are using various systems, or there's certain people that use various systems and AI bots and stuff that are just there just to kind of make it easy. That's just event ticketing, isn't it? In general, they'll look to buy or get around the system to get first dibs on them. It works in all hot sales from new products and stuff. Remember the PlayStations and stuff? Everyone's going for those. So yeah, it's always out there. It's how everyone tackles it and gets around it. But in a way, George, it's probably good that they picked up these memberships, weren't they? But unfortunately, there's about 350 fans that were caught up in it.
Well, it's like about the red membership. I think you can see where the issue happened, and it hasn't been new problems. I don't know if you remember played was alone in the Europa League. The amount of German or Cologne fans that basically got a ticket because they basically just bought a red membership, and they was in like the home end as well. So obviously I know that goes down a different road, but that's how easy it was to get a ticket then. So that's what I was saying. I wonder how many red memberships are actually people that go week or try to go week in, week out, and not just. I don't like to say tourist fans because
be careful there now.
You have two Irish lads here now. Listen,
is there like a mileage limit on where you can't go touring?
That's right. Mark only comes to watch AD. It's fine. I just like we have fans that travel from all over the place, but the thing that winds me up, I went with Jonesy, who some of you know, and there was a fan doing a crossword during the North, like one. I think we was playing like Liverpool or something, and I was like, mate, like, leave me out of this. Like, you're doing your Sudoku while this is going on. And like, but then I was sitting. Then I went to another game, and I was sitting next to someone who I know normally sits there, and it was someone completely different. I was like, oh, just randomly. I said, oh, how much was your ticket? Because I thought I'd pay like 40, 50 quid or something. She said, I paid £280, and I know the person next to me didn't charge them that.
Yeah.
And
there's the exact same conversation last year with someone at the Chelsea game.
Yeah, like, there's your problem.
Paid over £300.
That's it. I go to you, Ian. I think this is what the club have come out. Obviously, the 350 fans that were caught up in this, they obviously weren't guilty of anything. We don't believe any of those are guilty in what they've done. The club have identified 16 accounts that were using this kind of bot software to get the tickets. So they would have obviously sold on to other people. 300 tickets from those 16 is a fair amount of. So I'm trying to work out. I'm surely there must be more than just 16. If there was, say, like about 300 odd tickets, maybe there's more, but they obviously haven't got enough to identify them as maybe doing it. But the 16 were the proper clear ones. But their rules to say that even if you buy a ticket from normal methods after it's been used or purchased by someone who has done it illegally through the software, it's null and void, and that's where it's come up and got flagged. What's your take on that? Do you think the club was right, to be fair, or you have to do some form of action, don't they?
The club are kind of in some ways in a no-win situation and with things like that. They need to stop these bots working. Like, it doesn't surprise me that it's only 16 accounts that were getting these 300 tickets, because like they're literally computer or bots doing this. They can hoover up tickets. But I think, like, this might be controversial to say, but I think to set a, like, I suppose to learn a lesson or teach a lesson, should I say, to people, that I think maybe it's right to take the tickets away. I'm glad that the 300 accounts, because initially, or the 350 fan accounts, initially they were like the accounts were kind of deleted, like they were told they wouldn't be allowed to hold the account anymore. But I think they got them back, so long as you rang up and explained who you were and that you were genuine. They got the accounts back, which was great. But I know the club said, well, for the tickets that you've bought, like they're gone and you're not getting any money back. Like some people might not like me or hear me say it, but I think that was probably right, because hopefully it will discourage people from doing that. Now the other side of it is these are Arsenal fans desperate to get to a game, and like some people don't mind paying a bit over the odds. It's not right, but some people are okay with it. But I think the club, on balance, probably acted the right way in that regard. Like some people just got caught in the crossfire, and like I'm glad that they didn't lose their accounts. But I think they were just about right to take the tickets away, and hopefully it's a little bit of a lesson to people not to be like, just buy off people if you can buy off people. Tickets do fly around. They are hard to get, but they're out there. If you're patient enough, you can get them.
Yeah, I do agree with that. What my only issue with that is, like, some people, like, I'm just going online to say, like, Twitter, you think people would have learned, like, with what's gone on. I saw this morning someone offering a United ticket £140. Yeah. Like, but these are the people. I'll just say it blunt. Why not? These are the people that bitch when they get burnt. So I know that's a different conversation, but with what happened recently, surely you would be more hesitant. Like, but I didn't. Obviously, I weren't doing it. The food in Sheffield ain't that nice. I comments like, well, it's my money. I spend it on how I want to spend it. Well, fair enough, but don't moan if you get like accused or investigated for, let's say, like bots on your ticket or suspicious ticket activity. Like we all know, like £140 or 180 for Nottingham Forest. Like that's not face value.
Yeah.
No.
Just like the Emirates today for the women's game, and when I left the train station, someone said, "Oh, I've got a spare ticket." So just like I was like, "Oh, how much?" And he was like, "Oh, £70." I went, "Okay." I went, "Where is it?" And he was like, "Oh, block 2." I went, "Mate, you've just done something that my whole block would cost me to get a ticket for the whole." Like, and so, and that's my only problem. Like, we're going about touts, club at Arsenal. What about all those who have been out there for a year up, or as long as I was a child? Them touts outside the stations. Don't tell me Arsenal don't know about that.
Yeah. We'll go into those in a minute. We'll have a little chat about the touts, because it's still a big thing going on. Just want to go on to Colonel's one here. It's an embarrassing thing for me is when you have 20,000 turn up for a 60,000 stadium on a cold Thursday night against Barty. Yeah, didn't see everyone trying to get those tickets. Yeah, don't complain now. Yeah, look, then it's kind of what we said, wasn't it? It's where someone can kind of go and buy tickets or get a red membership straight up and get tickets easy. Look, we're all there. But again, it's just you just look at the demand and just people. Again, this is where this loyalty thing comes in. And Sparks has just posted as well, and this was one of my kind of things of where we do need to have a loyalty point system, as well as I still think that the away scheme or the away tickets points need to be reviewed as well. And I find that still unfair, even though they have changed it a little bit. I still find it.
I don't really understand the away, because if I'm being like the away points, so like disability and with the normal tickets, it's the exact same. You have to kind of build your away credits up. But if you've got no point one, how do they build them up?
This is my problem, George. This is what I've said. From my season ticket, I've managed to get to 3.
Yeah.
I've got 3 over the 3 years again, and I think at most I ended up with 5.
Yeah,
And I was doing away Champions League. I was doing just anywhere I could get to the away cup games. I Preston, been to Blackpool, all these ones that were you kind of like a long journeys and just kind of doing it just to kind of build up. And I look at it this season, and what did I do? Trying to think what I've done.
West Ham in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, that was it.
I even done that. What a day!
Yeah, I've done that. Managed to get a ticket for, and then you suddenly looked at even the Porto game. I thought that was a good one to try and do.
Yeah.
No chance in the group stage. Thought this would have been a good one, and it was a nightmare. It went to 5+. So me being 3, I couldn't do it. So had it dropped down a bit more, then I could have done it. But this is where I'm seeing it now. I'm looking now. We're probably about 6 games left.
Yeah.
If we carry on in the Champions League, certainly away from home.
We've
no
six away league games left.
There's no chance. There's no chance of getting it. I don't think going through. You consider say like even Burnley.
Spurs, United, and City. So forget about it.
I mean, cup going through, you get the allocation. You get the increased allocation. But look, this is nothing. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. But that's where I think Arsenal need to go down. I think they need to go. They need to go for that little loyalty scheme over a period of time, and it shouldn't be too much admin because it's all automated. It should be all in the system, and it should all be that way and totaled up, just like the away point.
We all get those points every time we go to a game or transfer a ticket.
Yeah.
The reward points. So it's not as if they don't know. They already have the system in place to track it.
Yeah.
It's just using it for something that's more beneficial for fans than using up points to get a membership pack or a mug or something like that. That if they actually used it for something that fans would value a bit more, like a loyalty point scheme, would be far better than what is currently being used for, in my opinion.
Do you guys think that they should stop issuing or selling red memberships, or would that be unfair on possible new fans?
I think there's nothing wrong with keep selling them, but there has to be some form of tier system, and it's a way of making sure those tickets do get funneled to the ones that have been doing stuff the longest, or not so much going to the most amount of games. But again, if someone's been paying a red membership for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, should have more priority over someone that's maybe signed up 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's my issue. Like someone who's been a red member for years shouldn't have the same level of chance or as a ticket as someone. Like, for example, I'll use my brother, for example. He's been a red member for probably a year, 2 years, not even that. So you're telling me he has the same level of a chance to get a ticket as someone who's been going for 10, 15 years? Or someone who, like, I can't remember what game it was, but earlier in the season there was actually people in the stands that, oh yeah, tell your mates to get a red member. You've probably got quite a good chance getting a ticket. And I bet they're not far off. Like these new, because Arsenal don't care. It's money, isn't it? Like they not. Yeah. The more £40 they can pay, Cedric gets his photo bombing, doesn't he? Like, they're not bothered. I just like. That's what I was to say, Bray. Like, how long have you been a season ticket holder?
Well, I've had it since we moved to the Emirates. So yeah.
And you're only on, like, going back to your away credits, and you're only on 3.
Yeah.
Like that's that's disgusting for a loyal fan. For me, I think that's so wrong. Like
no, I've had it for the last 4. Well, from when we were in the Champions League, I went to Munich, I went to Dortmund, been to Ajax, but then you look at it and you think, I can't do it with obviously the kids I've got it. Yeah, it's an expensive business, and yeah, I can't profess to say that. Yeah, I'll go for every single away game, but
Yeah.
I do always
Like
look
the
at them, and I see them going to 45. I see them going 50. I see them going on, but then you always see the tickets being flouted, and they've changed the system this year with the not so much a ballot, but they can transfer tickets. So if they go and see the goal or
But the point just disappears. Like that's the problem I have. So I remember reading this when they said, I said, "Oh, this is interesting." But say a person with 50 credits wants to transfer the away ticket to me. I don't get any single credit, and he doesn't get a credit either. It just disappears. So I don't see why anyone would bother transferring the credit or transferring the ticket.
I thought they still got the credit. I hadn't heard that where they'd go missing.
The credit just disappears.
I still think that if there is an actual system in place for that and the ticket transfer, then that away credit should go to that player, that person that's gone to go into the game.
I don't know if it's the same like for the non-disabled ticket, so you guys could tell me. But if it's the only way you can disabled away tickets is actually if you're a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
So obviously, if I know someone who's disabled season ticket, they couldn't transfer it to me. So obviously, I don't know if that's the same. But I'm kind of in the feeling if you want to transfer it to someone who's a member, probably that kind of should be your choice, shouldn't it? I don't know what you guys think.
Your ticket at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I don't think
it. So you can only change, you can only switch it over to someone else if they've got the same amount of points. Okay. So whatever, you know what I mean? Unless you know someone that's obviously got like say 40, 50 credits to go to a certain game, you couldn't transfer it to someone else.
And you don't get
what's the point? Because it's surely they just buy it themselves.
Yeah, just leave it, or they will just pass it through unofficial means, wouldn't they? They'll just do it that way. Yeah, it's really frustrating, I think. But yeah, it would be gold memberships for the away games. Yeah, no red members wouldn't get a.
So how you
unless it goes to general sale.
Zero. Yeah.
But how are you supposed to build your credit up unless? The only way it happens if Arsenal go through far in a cup and play some really obscure teams all the way through. Like
this is it, George. Obviously, we were lucky. We had Liverpool away, didn't we, in the Carabao Cup? Granit Xhaka with his kung fu kick.
Yeah,
I've done that. Matt, I've been to Old Trafford twice. City away last season. With big allocation games are the ones to kind of do it. But when you've then had obviously went to the City one, but then you had obviously the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
Didn't get that
and
chance
you lose
to
them after a certain number of years, Bray, as well, don't you?
3 years cycle. So I've always had 2, and then it'll go up. Then you'd suddenly say, okay, well, the one I got from the first year then goes. It's like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
With my away credits, I had 2 as a disabled. Actually, as a disabled, I was quite lucky. I'd done Wolves away. Yeah, that was great. I can't remember the other one, but I had 2, and then COVID hit, and then they took my 2 away credits off me because they said I hadn't used it, and I was like, but I can't. There's no fan. So I was like, oh no, it's just the way the protocol is. And I know a lot of people that lost like 4 points in COVID time. But I know no one. They don't get them back, and that's what I'm asking from the club. Like, in the end of the day, fans weren't allowed, or people weren't allowed out, so those away credits gone. So we had to start again. And when you hit like 0 or 2 or however, this guys, there's not how many games do we that go down to 0 to 5? It's not many.
Yeah, that's it. That's why it's really hard. They're saying 5's the magic number. Yeah. And if you can keep ticking over 5, there's then that chance that it could get easily or potentially to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, 0 is, and what I'm finding out is that it's crazy. If we get another draw, if we get through against Porto, then great. If it's a good allocation, but I don't think that we tend to get great allocations being English clubs. So yeah, I think that's probably a no, unless it's somewhere very obscure. But like I say, I still think people will still be flocking to go to them when they.
But surely there's something they can do about that. Surely there's another proposal or protocol they can do. Like, I don't know. I don't work for the club, but surely instead of all these away points, surely they can see. They might see, because you get points added onto your membership, don't you? Like who home games, and we're away ones to say, like yourself, you've had a season ticket for over 10 years. They should say to you at the end of the season, oh, you know what, being a loyal, there's 10 or however many away. Do you get what I mean? Something that's a bit incentive. I know they won't do that.
No, I think they could really upset it a little bit more and really enforce kind of like people who go there to actually be that person. I know they do it in small numbers to make sure that person is.
Away games, I don't know. I might be Mark, you might know, but I'm sure that our friend Lyle said that with some of them you have to show ID now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They are becoming stricter on that, all right.
Yeah,
but again, it's second-hand info.
I don't know if that's just Europe or over here as well, but
yeah, I think it happens over here as well. But yeah, it's something to be reviewed, George. I think over the whole thing. But yeah, I'm not sure the club want to really like poke the wasp nest really.
Unless from watching the show, you know, really come on.
Yeah, look, it's something does need to happen because there's a lot that are just creaming the points still, and that's my big concern because I do know quite a few that have got high number of points, and yeah, those actually go. But I know people that have those points, but they are flogging. You see the same people just flogging the tickets, and they build up the credits. They'll go to the Tottenhams, they'll go to all the other ones, but yeah, your cold Tuesday nights at Stoke or Burnley. They'll let go. Yeah. So just dip into the chat again quickly. Kermit's in house. Evening, everyone. Yeah, Liam's having a night off. He's back on Thursday for his show. But yeah, you've got us tonight. Emerson. Paul, what are your views on putting Porto match to be Category A and then bump up the prices because all European matches should be Category B?
My bank didn't agree.
Yeah,
none of our banks agreed with that, George.
I didn't like it. I thought I didn't think there was any need for the club to have actually done it. Again, we look at this kind of thing with even like the red membership. Was there a reason to put up our prices considering the away game was £25?
Yeah.
So they charge us £25, whereas I think they all kicked off. I think I saw something with the Porto fans being told the price of the ticket.
Like £70, isn't it? Their tickets.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So yeah, no, 100% think that was an absolute disgrace. Honestly.
Especially when. Sorry, George, go ahead.
I was saying when obviously you know when we was in the Champions League before in that round, was the price it a Category A then?
So I heard it apparently was.
Okay, I don't remember really.
I don't, but again, we wouldn't really know because most of those times they would have been included with the season ticket.
Oh yeah,
as has already been said. So we ended up with 3 Category B fixtures in the group stage, even though we'd already paid a Category A price on our season ticket. So for me, Category B would have been fine for this Porto game because they've already charged us for a Category A fixture that never took place. Now I know we're getting that back, But instead of getting that back through a refund, they could have just left this as category B, and no one would have said anything. I think category B was fine for this caliber of game.
Yeah.
And it would have been
We
an
better
opportunity.
get through now, otherwise I'm going to look foolish. But I think category B was more than enough for Porto in the second round of the Champions League.
If that's category A, what they're going to put Real Madrid or Bayern Munich as A+ or something.
Don't give them ideas.
We're going to get a new price bracket if we get through category
George,
A++.
Like, George, stop talking now. You're giving them too much info now. A+. Ian, what are your thoughts on it?
I was just going to say that, like, knowing what we know now about the season ticket price hike, could have been an opportunity for the club, to leave that category B and not stick the knife in. There was no need for it. Like, I was very surprised when I saw that it was category A. No disrespect to Porto, but I was expecting, the category A games would be quarterfinals, semi-finals. Maybe if you got Madrid in the round of 16, yeah, okay. But there was just no need for it at all, especially and they would have known that the season ticket price hikes were coming. So I was disappointed in them, I have to say.
I know this might answer a question, but with the season ticket hikes and how they've kind of messed it up, do you actually think many people might think, hold on, it's not worth it and not renew?
I doubt it.
No,
I wouldn't have thought so. For the simple reason they see all the talk about the ballot, etc., and they're going to kind of go, I have a golden ticket here in my hand. If I give that up, God knows when you'll get it back again. So I'd say, even if it means people attending less fixtures and transferring it or putting up on the exchange, they will take them up again next year. I'd be surprised if there's many who leave it off or who drop off. They'll just pay the extra and try and recoup it either through exchange or through transfer if they have to, rather than going, I don't want it anymore. That would be my own views on it.
They feel like transfer, can't they? And like I don't know, like it just don't sound like season ticket holders really know where they stand from an outsider. Like with what games they actually get, what games are because the cup games included, like the League Cup and FA Cup.
Yeah, 2 years ago, wasn't it? 2 years ago, we had the 26 games, wasn't it? So 7 cup games, or 7 cup credits.
19.
Yeah.
So you'd have had that all included. You look at then last season, they knocked it down, didn't they?
To 22.
Yeah, knocked it down to 22. Chucked on a 5% increase as well as removing the games. So it was almost a double whammy on that side. And you're suddenly thinking the club could have left it at that for this season. Let things just kind of pan out and just plateau a little bit. But then they suddenly chuck another 6% and suddenly say, oh, we're going to give you another game next season.
When I read the email first, I thought the increase was to cover the extra game we're getting, but no. It's not. It's an increase, and then you're going to pay for the extra game on top of that. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, so it's not great. And this is what I said. The club said that they took on feedback from other season ticket holders, and they wanted the flexibility side of things.
Right.
Not being able to go to games and everything like that, and just being able to kind of just be done. Then they brought on the whole kind of thing. You've got to utilise it, haven't you? And they've increased it. Now
that's going up as well.
Going up to, what was it, 17 of the 19?
17 out of 22, and it's going up to 20 out of 23.
But like Ian said, they might have listened, heard what they said, but they obviously didn't listen, did they?
Yeah. Yes. Hearing something and listening to it are quite different.
Yeah, the club said that they were going to release, or it was going to make like 150,000 tickets more available for like normal fans because of reducing those cup games or leaving them as a kind of apply basis. So
we still get first refusal on them. So if we choose to take them, they're not making any extra available.
So it's a bit crazy, but look, we're in a situation where we're totally like living like in a not great area, are we? we need a bigger house already. We man, this is David Dean's plan, wasn't it? Back in all those years ago when he was looking at the little area around King's Cross, and it was going to be a stadium that was probably going to you'd probably be looking at, say, something like what the rubbish down the road has got, where it's got kind of a bit of everything, but it was going to be 90,000 seat stadium, and you're suddenly looking at that.
I always remember someone was talking about, a Man United fan was talking about it, and he lives in Barcelona as well. It's Andy Mitten, and he was talking about, why can't we do? He was talking about Man United, obviously. Why can't we do what Barcelona do? Build a 100,000 stadium, might be filled twice a year, but we'll never have a problem with tickets or anything like that. Obviously, look, we don't have the room where we are currently to expand. So it's through planning. Can't do it. This is what they were staunch on. We've done it, and we can't do it. So we'll have to either ship up and get out again. What do you mean we can't put 1,000 people on the roof?
Yeah, probably create a new club level, couldn't we?
Yeah.
No one needs to.
The rooftop experience.
Next we put a cockerel just at the top of the stadium and say, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just put a cannon on there. You can walk to the end of the cannon. And then skydive down and do a little bungee.
There'll be people hanging out of the spider cam wires soon.
Unreal. But yeah, even in Hall Quinn,
we solved Arsenal's ticketing problems in one foul swoop.
we're going to end it there.
They might be tomorrow. They are ticket office.
Yeah. Colonel said in chat, I didn't renew my Red membership for 2 years, but before that I had it for 5 years. Not once did I get an away ticket. Like you said, you don't get away no loyalty points yet. Games. Yeah. I think that's why you don't get anything with Red memberships unless they go general sale or past zero. And to be honest, I think that's a cup game. FA Cup, you might get lucky.
I reckon if you get Red members that have actually got an away point, I'd like to know, like, how. Obviously, I get sick of practices, but I'd love to know what the actual away point away credit a Red member would. Like, I don't know Red member like as a Red member.
So that's Sabre season, because the travel club is gone as well now, Brett, isn't it?
Yeah.
They had the away scheme, didn't they? And that was like a away season ticket. So you had that. Now they've taken that away, and they've tried to introduce this new thing.
Yeah,
they do, but the ideal, it's apparently supposed to help people lower down the scale to be able to get more tickets. But yeah, as I say,
that's working then.
Yeah. So those ones that have obviously always got it and not had to worry about the points because they've got all the games. They now have go into that kind of pyramid as such. But yeah, it's really hard. But yeah, I'm hoping to push on with those tickets myself because it is a good crack.
Did you, Ian? Did you say your season ticket holder? Have you got any credits?
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder. I only got mine at this. I think it was Arteta's first season. So I don't have any. I don't have any away credits. To be honest, I don't even know where to start. I'm like it's so hard to get any that I haven't been encouraged to even try. I can't imagine getting legit away credits for a good while because it's going to take, so as you guys were saying, some very obscure sets of circumstances and games for me to be able to get them. And by the sounds of how you guys have been speaking, that like the points get taken off you, and it's it's a very, very hard area to get into, I think. Yeah,
it is. No, I'd say you could just be lucky with the with the fixtures, isn't it? And then the cup games. If you can get a couple of real good kind of tasty away games with good allocation, then you're laughing.
Yeah,
because you're halfway there. And if you end up with a couple, then you can maybe go. And if you're happy to go on European adventure. Sometimes it's quite annoying. This fixture normally falls on, well, it does fall on half term, doesn't it? And one of my guys I go to is a teacher as well, so he's like he loves that. But sometimes it falls on the actual term time, and it's like, oh, certainly the away leg.
Yeah,
that's it. So it was like, yeah, if it was the other way around, he'd be able to do it. But then it was like, okay, so we'd kind of like say, oh no, he can't make it. But yeah, very frustrating. Sparks said, they reduced it to a Cat B. I think he was talking about
Porto.
Was it Porto? Yeah. No, it wasn't Porto, was it?
So if they can they obviously use season ticket a Cat prices? They reduce Cat B. They went money back.
They will do next season, yeah.
Not now. Okay.
No. That's giving us they're giving it as a cashback credit, which would then be used on the new price for the season ticket.
A load of crap.
Yeah. So it's rubbish. It's just it's not really helping. So it's frustrating. I think is more the word. I think just on everything. Ange is in the house. Evening, Ange. Hope you're good. North London is red.
Always is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, always is.
So at Tottenham, he had about 10 fans today. So it's all right. One of them was a beatboxer.
Yeah. So Ange is blessed to get to the women's matches, but probably never for the men. Sadly, yeah. Look, it's really hard as well. It's.
I would actually come on to about the women actually because obviously I go quite regular.
No, it's not on the schedule, mate. The women. No, sorry, we're not discussing the ladies. Go on then, George. Go on, carry on.
So I see you, bro. It's not actually as hard, but the only time it's been hard was when Arsenal played Man City in the FA Cup at Meadow Park, and the tickets just went absolutely mental. It was like it was a men's game, but it's the same sort of issues as a disability one. So away games in the women, they have no disability tickets at all. So apparently disabled people don't go to away games. Even like that, like you don't get points or nothing. It's just done. It seems like it's just done on a general sales sort of thing. And for the Meadow Park what I like what they've done with the women at the Emirates, you get the home advantage pack. So you get all the Emirates games, like something like 30, 40 quid.
Yeah.
5-6 games, that's quite good. But my worry is how big and high, how the attendances are going up, that it's going to go the same way. Also, I don't think it's anywhere near that yet. But if we move to the, I think I was having this chat with Mark in the the more times we fill out grounds and move to the Emirates permanently, because it's a matter of when, not if. I just worry that the tickets are going to go the same with the women. So if you do go to the women, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Emerson's just stuck saying with the prices going up next season. What are the odds the women prices will go up? What are your thoughts, panel? I'm going to go Mark. Mark, you're going to kind of answer that one. What are your thoughts on the whole women kind of? Obviously, the interest boomed.
Yeah,
massively, isn't it?
It is, and seems to be booming all the time. And the club will probably try and take advantage of that. I don't think it'll be next season. I think they'll probably leave well enough alone for now, but it is something I would say that they will look to take advantage of sooner rather than later. I don't think they'll go, okay, we've done a price increase on the men, let's double it up by doing the same thing on the women. I don't think so. I think just be really bad PR when they're after getting such good PR recently for filling the ground 2 games in a row, and the Chelsea game was close to full as well, I think. So I don't think they'll engage in bad PR on the women's side just yet. but I do think it is something they're going to look to take advantage of sooner rather than later. And it's something actually Tim Stillman, I think, was writing about a few weeks ago, that Arsenal, we don't have concerts or NFL or anything like that at the Emirates, whereas the other lot do. So to fill up that gap, Arsenal will now see the women's games, the 6-7 women's games they have there, as a massive commercial opportunity to bring extra funds in. So there probably will be an increase. Whether that'll be next season or the season after, I'm just not sure. I don't think they'll do it straight away, just because that would just look like it's pure opportunism to do it straight away after getting those nearly 3 full houses. So I don't think they'll go straight away.
Yeah, I look at it. The women's game, I've always said, I think personally, that is more orientated to the family side, and that is kind of how it builds up. I think there'll be a lot more, say, like younger children. There'll be the young girls coming to watch and everything like that, and all the families kind of getting involved. We've seen a big push with ultras, haven't we? The Arsenal ladies ultras, over the course of the season.
Troublemakers.
Troublemakers. They're infiltrating into our women's game, and yeah, I look at it and I think this is where I suddenly you start thinking about the affordability side of things, and I suddenly say, well, there's a reason why the families are coming to the games and stuff, because it is more affordable. You can't really take a family of 5 to go and see the men's, because obviously, 1, you can't get the tickets, and 2, you'll need a second mortgage. That's how I'd see it. And I'd suddenly look and I'm going to take all 4 of my boys now, and I'll be like, oh, Christ almighty, what do you do? But yeah, the women's game, I think, just in general, I think they've still got to protect that a little bit, and I think the men's game should offset any kind of cost like that. Just filling the stadium like the Emirates, I think, is enough.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. The ultras can still afford it. Just saying.
That's it. Yeah, mate. You can stay in the bars. It's fine. Yeah, you can. I mean, just carry on.
The coronet lights, just don't worry. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Sparksy. Yeah, they'll stay the same because the main ticket prices. Because of the main ticket prices, but it will go up eventually. Yeah, I think it's the consensus. It probably will, with everything.
What
it's all about, isn't it?
Season ticket now. Is it a lot like season, like a general season ticket?
Yeah, about 1,000 in it. Upper tier,
depending on what part of the ground you're in. But
yeah,
it is. You won't get one for less than 1,000 now. I think after the price increase, even the lower tiers would probably go to just over 1,000 now. After that price increase,
disabilities, I think 650, which that's probably quite good. Because you think that's with a PA ticket as well.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so between 300 and 400 each. If you was to go with someone with quite regular, so
yeah,
it's not like 1,000 around.
Yeah. Just dipping into the chat again. Colonel said football needs to go back to the good old days of standing in lower tiers, but safe standing, probably get 2 times more in the Emirates then. Unfortunately,
I think they've said this before that they can't.
No, we lose attendance through having the rails put in. So it doesn't increase the stadium. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't. We have to make wider aisles, don't we? I think with those kind of systems in place, which obviously then takes out the seats. So they are seats. It's just that they're always up, kind of similar to what we do now. In all honesty, we're just sitting there in the North Bank, and we're standing in front of but we just obviously have a rail that goes across you with safe standing. So yeah. Unfortunately, that's a no-go. It's
time to install those railings on the roof and get our plan in action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know what they said. It was like when they done the study, and it was like, and that's why quite a few clubs have kind of been against it, because it will reduce the capacities a little bit. Not huge. I'm probably talking about maybe circa like 1,000 seats.
Yeah, at the very best, it's going to be the same capacity, because they said, didn't the club do a survey about this? But they basically said that you would at least, like, you would still have you will still have the same space as your seat. So your standing space, it's not as though if you had a row of 20 seats, you're going to get 30 people there. It wouldn't be like that. You'd be just getting the exact same amount in. So I didn't know actually that there's potential that it could decrease. So the club are definitely not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm not for it. I think you just keep it as it is, and I think it's good enough. Start meddling around with it, then it's gonna cause more chaos, I think. So I don't think it really helps, does it? Do you know what I mean? We're just gonna do something to keep the same tendency. We might as well just keep it as it is. The women's game was supposed to be a sellout, but it wasn't, was it?
No.
You were there, George. So
I
from the telly, it didn't look fun.
I think it was another thing. It might sound controversial. I think when they said no, that it was a sellout, I think it might have tried to have sold 60,000. Well, do I think there was 60,000 in that stadium? No. That's because obviously I had a headset, and like even the headset said there was quite a few empty seats. So sorry, go on.
No, sorry, I was going to say, myself and Mark were talking about this earlier on in the chat, in the group, that to me, it looked like there was somewhere between 30 and 40,000 there, at a guess. And it's just really strange, because obviously the tickets are being sold. So if somebody wanted to go to that game this morning and they went onto the website, there'd be no tickets. They're gone. But I just can't envisage a world where 20 to 30,000 people buy a ticket and don't go to the stadium. Maybe 500, 1,000 people, maybe for whatever reasons, couldn't make it. And maybe some people do buy a ticket just to financially support the club and don't go. They could be people living overseas, but I just don't know how 20 to 30,000 people don't make it. And I'd love to know what the reality is. Who's buying those tickets? Where are those tickets going to? It's a mystery to me.
Yeah, no, I think Sparksy was right. Actually, I remember him doing it at the start of the season. They sold a season ticket for the games that were going to be held at the Emirates, didn't they? So that potentially could explain it, where people have, I don't know, maybe forgot about it. I don't know how you.
I'm not sure if those tickets can be made available on transfer or the exchange. No. I don't know.
I wouldn't have thought so. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? It's really frustrating. We lost George. Sorry, he may be back.
George.
So Emerson said it felt a bit, maybe 54.
Really? That even seems like a lot.
But there were a lot of people trying to sell. I know my brother went and took his family over. But an early kickoff as well. So it shouldn't really matter. But as I say, it's not a nice day as well, and a good occasion. So no excuses really. You buy a ticket, you make sure you get your bum on the seat. That's all you can do.
Yeah, and as I said, I know some people can't make it, just last minute things, but not that many. Just not that many.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, look, I think we've had a good discussion on tickets. We could go into touting. But that's another few minutes, isn't it? Really. Yeah. And we kind of went into it.
We need to patent that rooftop experience now, just in case the club use our idea.
Yeah, we'll edit that one out.
Yeah.
But we kind of briefed over the touts, same faces outside the Arsenal station. Yeah, you could telegraph it, couldn't you? Just with the personalities around there and walking on towards the stadium. Really, really bad. But when they do the sting searches and that, they don't have the tickets.
No,
Someone else, they'll ring through to someone else, and then they'll provide the tickets. But I still think they should follow them through.
Yeah,
They should follow them through like that.
The cops are like literally right there. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not as if they can't see or hear this going on, but
yeah,
they turn the blind eye and the deaf ear to it. So for whatever reason,
Blind eye, don't they? But then you're suddenly thinking, okay, well, if you're going up to one of them and then they suddenly say, right, okay, they're going to like call someone else, then surely they would then say, well, yeah, we're going to arrest you on suspicion of blah blah blah, selling tickets, whatever. I need to see your phone. We'll see what's the last call number.
What's
You
your
can
last
see
number,
what you've done, and then you then get that trace. Then, and you can suddenly see, well,
some of them
call it.
Some of them are so obvious, though. Like you wouldn't even have to arrest them on suspicion. They're obvious.
Yeah.
yeah, they're blatant. Yeah,
yeah.
But then you also then have these offshore companies as well that do these the tickets. And
Yeah.
Like what I don't understand is, and maybe there's a simple explanation for this, but they still have the paper tickets. You can still, like the touts have them, and you can still use paper tickets now. When the club clearly said, I think it was after the first 3 games, was it this season? The first 3 games you could use them, but then that was it. Paper tickets are gone. You can only use them on your phone, but you can still use paper tickets. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Every ticket that's transferred is a PDF.
Yeah, but
So
why?
you
The
just
club said that they wouldn't be doing that anymore.
Yeah, so that's I don't know why it's not just transferred to Red Member A's phone rather than him getting an email.
That was the whole
email. You get the email transfer, and you'll get the PDF ticket. But then also underneath, if you scroll down, you then get add to your phone, so you can add it to your wallet as well.
No, I know that, but why is the PDF there? Like, is the PDF? Like, just get rid of the PDF. You obviously need the link to download it to your phone wallet.
Yeah.
But like, I've no idea why the PDF is still there when the club said that. Like, they said you will not be able to gain access without only if you had your phone, but that's not the case.
Yeah, no, it's rubbish. It is rubbish, and again, it sums up where again you've just not got that consistency. Consistent message, and again, this just shows how it seems a little bit archaic. Just the whole kind of process.
Yeah,
there's so many different kind of areas which are a little bit wish-wash.
Yeah, like they were very clear about this. Like they were kind of delighted with themselves, nearly saying this is to stop touting. There's be no more PDFs, and it was a real positive thing. I was delighted to see it because it meant it were like the club was sticking 2 fingers up to the touts, but they're still doing it. You're still able to get PDF.
Yeah, no, it's all good, but no, look. It's something I think we're never gonna get through.
You'll never get rid of them completely, ever.
No.
But we can only.
They're always one step ahead. No matter what you try, they'll have a solution for it. So
yeah. So look, we have done an hour and 25 nearly on tickets. We may as well go and do an extra 5 minutes on this game. So yeah, Monday night. Tomorrow, Sheffield United, Arsenal. Fixtures this week, they were looking quite handsome, weren't they? For a large part of the game.
Period,
And that Liverpool game was just absolutely atrocious. The referee and Paul Tierney just joke. What? Obviously, every game is a must-win. I think now for as we go on to Man City, but what are your thoughts going into tomorrow's game, Mark?
As you said, must win. Hopefully a chance to improve our goal difference again, as we've done the last 3 or 4 games. But yeah, we have to nail these 3 points tomorrow. There's no excuses to come out there with that in less than 3 points. I wouldn't imagine there'd be too many changes to the team after smashing Newcastle. They've had over a week off. We don't play again until Saturday, so I would imagine he will go same again. There might be a few lads back on the bench who haven't featured in recent weeks, but yeah, I'd imagine the starting 11 will be the same again, and hopefully another big performance and a big win.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite a good one to kind of mix it up, wouldn't it? I think. Do we see a Smith Rowe, Ian?
To be honest, I don't think we will. I think he'll go as strong as possible because, like, number one, it's a Premier League game. Even though Sheffield United are probably one of the worst Premier League teams we've ever seen, I think he's going to go strong. I think we'll see very similar to what we've seen recently. Plus, I said on Thursday night on the pod that I don't think Smith Rowe did himself any chances or did his chances too good. For what he did, like just leaving Willock run off him. He just, Mikel Arteta, we know how good we are off the ball. We're amazing on the ball, but we're so good off the ball. And Smith Rowe just let Willock run through, just stopped his run, stopped tracking him. And that will drive Arteta crazy. And I don't expect them to start. I think nearly every game now, you're going to see our best 11, our best possible 11. We have, 12 league games plus, I don't know, whatever Champions League games left. It's not a lot. He'll go his strongest in each game from here on in, I think.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, George?
See, I can see Jorginho dropping out. I think they might go back with Kai in midfield and maybe Trossard. But I keep hearing the old infamous Thomas Partey back.
Mark, we want to just stop talking about Thomas Partey coming back after the show end of November.
We did a whole show about him before Liverpool. Next morning, Arteta said, "Yeah, he's out again."
But if he's fit, I'm not saying I'd start him, but at least would give him that minutes because for me, if he's fit, we go past Rice Erdegaard at City. For me. But yeah, I think the rest of it will stay the same. I can't think where else would you change it? Let's be honest, you can't really. Kivior don't deserve to be dropped for Zinchenko. Jesus for maybe Trossard or Havertz. I'm not really on that. I'd rather see him start in the Champions League because I think he's better there, and I don't think either of them have done anything to deserve to be dropped. You don't fix what's not broke, do you, really? But obviously with Jorginho, I can just see him maybe. I know we don't play till the weekend. He just, like, I don't know if you guys agree, I would have played Jorginho against Porto away, but he don't seem to play in them sort of games, like say your Sheffield United and them sort of games. It's normally like the Liverpool, Newcastle, the games where we want to control the midfield. And I think with Sheffield United, the way they set up, I think someone like Kai Havertz, it will just unlock them because they won't know what to do. Like, they fight with each other anyway, don't they? I was watching Bowyer and Dyer again. I can't really think who else. Like, I know what people are saying about Smith Rowe, but I do agree. I don't think he covered himself in glory with the way he let Willock run off him. I can't really think who else. Like, not really anyone else that I don't know. Is Yasu back? I don't know. Someone like that. But then there's players that will come off the bench, and then if they're fit, like I see, I'm changing the team a little bit more for Brentford than I do tomorrow.
Tell you what, it will be a big game, Brentford. I think. I think they're always up for it, and I think Tony might be up for it as well. Just from.
I just think like with Porto coming up, like for me, that's probably one of our biggest games of the season. Porto.
Oh, it'll be. It's a massive game, and I'm with you, all of you. At the end of the day, you've got to make sure you put out your strongest team. Get the job done early, then make the alterations. Bring off those players. Give them a half hour. Give players that are on the bench a half hour run out, and just keep it moving, ticking along. And if there is a Partey on the bench, then if he can get say 15, 20 minutes, who knows? I'm not going to serenade him and suddenly say welcome back, Thomas Partey, because I know that probably Arteta will probably say something in the morning. So he's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really exciting is that the bench over the coming weeks is going to become a huge amount stronger than it has been, and so it will enable us. You will see these players we've mentioned come on, and it'll give players rests. So these players may not start, some of the players we're talking about, but they're going to have a huge role themselves when they come on, but also in giving players rests. We've been able to give players rests recently through our results. Like when you're 5-6-0 up, you're able to take players off. Bukayo Saka got in, I think it was like in the 4 last games, he was off the pitch when he was subbed off. He was rested for 98 minutes. He was rested for a full game plus injury time, if you want to look at it that way, across the last 4 games, and that's priceless when it comes to your run in. And these players coming back will give other players or midfielders time off, which will be really important in the next few weeks. Really important.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Look, we need to go full pace and full strength.
Big time, yeah.
And that's it at the end of the day. The thing that's going to give us hopefully not so much an advantage, because we haven't got an advantage over City. But if we're talking about we're going to go in and real battle for every single game left to play, then we need everyone there. And if you look at all those players coming back onto our bench or fitting into the team,
I think that's put pressure on that. Like, if we win tomorrow, then we beat Brentford. There's a lot of pressure on that Liverpool City game. Like, I know.
Oh, massive.
Like, draw's probably the best result, and loads of injury. But I suppose we just do our own job first, and think of afterwards. But this is where we got punished last season, wasn't it? Like when the injuries. So if you got like Timber, who could hit, I wouldn't start him in a game probably this season, but that's just me, just with the and that. But if you've got him that he can feature and off at the end of the season, and then you've got people like Yasu Partey, maybe Partey.
Huge. If we win tomorrow and beat Brentford, ifs and all that, but and the City Liverpool game's a draw, we're top of the league with 11 games to go. On goal difference potentially.
That's what I mean. So and then obviously I think I might be wrong, but the next league game probably is going to be Man City.
Yeah,
Easter Sunday.
Yeah. Like it's that's why I think he will go just absolute full strength for the next few games. Yeah, he has to, because literally dropping any points at this stage can be a disaster. Such is the quality of Man City and Liverpool this season.
Here's what happens if you drop points. I don't know, it might sound a bit over the top. In Arsenal's position, I think you're probably out of the title race.
Yeah.
Because I can't see, apart from when there's each other, like Liverpool, the referee play until they.
The Klopp farewell tour, or as I heard somebody put in the chat the other day or yesterday, Kloppage time. I love that. We've had Fergie time, now we have Kloppage time.
I don't mind the playing over, because it's happened with us, and
that happens. Yeah,
we know the situation. We know that teams do like to kind of play out. The thing was, it reminded me of that Brentford game last season at home where they forgot to draw the lines. That's just the proper breakdown of actual things, and you're suddenly looking at. This is where I say about VAR, clear and obvious errors.
Yeah.
But then you're suddenly saying, okay, well the goal's been given, but they'll say, oh yeah, the ball's gone on for so long, but they should have probably said that. Well, the fourth official should have even told the ref. Well, no, look,
that's it. Right. You have the referee, you have 2 assistants, you have the 4th official. Surely to God, between them, they would have said, hang on here now, you can't restart the game like this. It needs to go back to Forest.
They all know the rules. They all know the rules.
Exactly. As Mike Dean said, it was an error in law. He actually got the rule of the game wrong. It's not like an error where it's subjective, or it might have been handball or it wasn't. It's the actual rule of the game he got wrong. That's just unacceptable.
Even not
You can forgive refs generally for getting a subjective decision wrong. To get the rule wrong is something that can't happen.
Yeah, it's outrageous. It really is. And like as we were saying, them scoring after their 8 minutes, that happens because maybe there was 30 seconds needed for something else. Even we give out about the ball not being cleared. You saw what happened in the Real Madrid game. As soon as the ball was cleared, the referee blew his whistle. Should the referee have blown his whistle when the Nottingham Forest player had the ball at his feet? No, he never cleared it. But that's just subjective. But as you say, Mark, you're 100% right. It's a law of the game that they got wrong. And as you said, Paul, that's what they did with the Brentford not drawing the lines. And that's just not good enough. It's not good enough.
And I said after that, I said after that game that, or how long is it going to be until one club is damaged from a decision like that? And we saw it even like with the goal line technology. Remember the goal that never was because they didn't have the camera angle.
Got relegated over that, wasn't it? It was Sheffield United and Villa.
It was
in the COVID season.
And they couldn't see, they couldn't get the viewpoint on
the buzzer never, his watch never buzzed or whatever, even though the ball was clearly over.
The goalkeeper had it like basically the ball, like he was hugging the ball and he fell in behind the goal, but nobody could see where the ball was.
I think like there's going to be a lawsuit somewhere that someone's going to be properly either relegated or you've lost the title.
Yeah. Not in the Forest to get relegated by 3 points or 1 point.
By 1 point.
It's like that, and you suddenly think, well, where's that? Where's it all stopped then? And you suddenly think it's a dangerous like game where you suddenly think, well, if these keep happening, then someone's going to be accountable.
Yeah. And as Mark says, like it's not just a referee. You have the 2 assistants. You have the 4th official. You have a VAR room full of people. Like all this technology and all this support is there. Like there's no excuse, absolutely no excuse for it to happen. Like none.
Wouldn't want to mess with that Nottingham Forest owner, though, would you?
No.
Imagine him running down the tunnel at you.
Well, he done what Jamie Carragher told him to do. He said, "Get down the tunnel."
Get straight down the tunnel. Yeah, exactly.
You took it a bit.
Crazy, no. Like I say, going back to the game. There, look. Yeah, start early, get the job done. Let's box it off and let's protect players.
They're going to plan a block. Well, they're going to try to. So the earlier we score, the more comfortable I feel. I always worry when we go out a game and it's like 0-0 for a while. I feel we're going to get frustrated. So, like you say, the earlier, say if we go like 2 or 3-0 up, they can bring like Saka, Rice, and Erdegaard, all them sort of players off. You don't really need to risk them, do you? Really?
Yeah. That's as Oz has just joined. He said, "Yeah, we need to start fast, break them around, and shut the fans up." Yeah, an early goal, high tempo, surely going to be good for us.
And you look at Sheffield United's last 3 home games; they've conceded 5 goals in each of them in their last 3 home games. They got beaten 8-0 by Newcastle earlier on in the season. Like these guys are there for the taking, but we do have to be professional. And as Oz said, start fast, stifle them, do what we did against the teams recently, Palace, Burnley, grab control of the game, and the rest should follow. I think we should. I know we're probably all getting ahead of ourselves, but we should really beat these very handily.
So we've got Ian's prediction, 12-0 Arsenal.
Well, do you know what I said on Thursday? I tweeted recently that our last, I hope I get this right, in our last 6 games, we scored 2, 3, 4, 5 twice, and 6. So I actually on Thursday's pod, I said I'm being stupid here, but I'm going for a 7-0. I think we're going to continue the sequence.
Yeah, no, it's. I just hope we get a good start.
Yeah, I would take 1-0 to be honest, but
yeah, well, no.
Well, maybe not 1-0. I'll take 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be a little bit greedy here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Emerson, I think Man City are +1 ahead of us in goal difference. It's about the same with Liverpool. Well, I think we might still. But, no, it's still very right.
And 3 ahead of City.
Yeah.
I think.
And the team travelled to Sheffield this afternoon. No one knows who boarded the team coach at the training ground. So, Yeah, look, I'm hoping Thomas Partey's there, unless he was driving the coach.
Yeah, they're doing that.
And great show. It should be because walk in the Yorkshire Park, but we should be a win. Oh, it should be a walk in the park in the Yorkshire Park, but should be a win. Okay, and yeah, no, Ange, 100% should be. Alex, evening all.
Evening.
Evening, Alex.
Good evening.
And he put Forest yesterday.
Yeah.
There's no other words, Alex. Yeah, they had so many chances as well, didn't they? Elanga
was 2 sitters. Well,
And that's what I'm
one
saying.
sitter and one he should have scored.
They missed chances as well. Like they had proper chances to put that score and kind of make it like so that Nunes' chance wasn't what everyone was talking about. But even in that game, like I don't know if you got it as well. How many elbows does Robertson get away with? Like every time I hear it, he's
more than his fair share.
Yeah. Sparks, he said Greek mafia, no doubt that guy, the Forest owner. I'll tell you what, did anyone mention to him about making sure or tell him how to do his tie?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, right old dodgy looking tie there.
He was preparing for a dust up at that stage, Bray.
Someone just pulled his tie and just made it just like look totally like that bad. I don't know.
The thing that worries me with that is if he is part of the Greek mafia, they won't let Clattenburg into the referee's room. So I'm hoping Tierney's actually there, and not like a lamb's head on his like
sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
Was said by rights Tierney should be stood down next week, but he won't be. No, he'd probably be stood down to the championship and then get top billing. Probably.
Get our game with City.
Yeah, he'll probably get the City game, won't he? He'll probably he'll be in the championship until he comes back to the Premier League and then get the Man City.
I've never understood that. Like stepping down the championship fight. Why? So you're sending a ref out
and it doesn't matter what sort of performance they deliver in the championship, they'll back to the Premier League to follow.
I can't remember what ref it was.
You never see a ref go Premier League, bad performance, go championship.
Yeah.
Okay,
well
off to League One. I've never seen that happen.
I can't remember what ref it was. It might have been Taylor actually.
It was Anthony Taylor. Yeah. I know who you're talking about, George. Go on.
He basically mugged in the Premier League, and then they sent him down to the Championship. And then he gave like an absolute blatant, like it was not a penalty in the Championship, and like he cost I think like something like Leicester. I was like, mate, you've not just done it once, you've done it twice.
Yeah, he had a howler in the Championship as well as the Premier League.
Yeah,
but
he was back in the Premier League the following week.
Yeah. You couldn't make it up.
No, that's it. No, David Miles says, "Good evening, guys." Evening, David. Joined us a little bit late. I think we're close. We're close to finishing up.
Have you guys given your predictions, by the way?
We're going to go into that. We're going to go.
All right. Okay. Sorry, so I'm getting ahead.
You've already done yours. Yeah, no, it's all right. I've already got yours. 12-0. It's fine.
7.
Sparks said the tie isn't the outfit; it's a weapon. Yeah, Spark. He also said, obviously he didn't send Kovacic off early in the season, did he?
Yeah, that's good.
Tierney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So go on then. Predictions to finish.
Okay, I'll go 4-0.
4-0. 4-0 for Mark.
I think it'd be a nice professional steady one.
A what?
Nice steady one. 6-0.
Oh, steady 6-0. Sorry, I thought you said you just said a nice steady one, and I was just waiting for the other. So 6-0, 4-0. Ian's.
I'm gonna stick. I think it'll be 3 or 4, but I'm gonna go with my 7. I'm gonna go with my 7. Keep the sequence going, and we go 7-0.
Ian's gone from 12, 7, 3 or 4.
I never said 12. Paul said 12.
Oh, you were thinking it.
7. My official prediction is 7-0.
You were definitely thinking it. I could see it in your eyes.
At the end of the
Everyone's gone 3-1. I'm going to go 6-1.
Ooh.
No, you can't have that, mate. Gabrielle's in my fantasy team.
All right. I'll go 5-0. I'll go 5-0.
I was going to say, in that 6-1, do we go 1-0 down?
Yeah, inside 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And when we finish the show, Ian's going to just sneak in. Yeah, I'll change it to 1-0.
Yeah.
I got to tweet out 1-0.
Sparks has gone 4-0.
Yeah, go on, Sparksy.
Hawkwind's gone 4-1.
I saw this one. No, we've got Big Dave in goal. That's the Aaron Ramsdale derby tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't be playing. Yeah.
We could be seeing his last ever appearance for Arsenal next week.
Oh, yeah, because he can't play, can he?
Can't play. Yeah, Ray can't play against Brentford.
Hopefully he has a really good game and then he can add 20 million onto his price.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look. He owes himself a good performance, but he also owes himself a performance that is with a full team as well.
I definitely think he leaves in the summer, though.
Yeah, I mean the games he's played have been a kind of second string, kind of rotated team. Those cup games were literally.
Yeah, I was having this conversation as well. Like, I know people were saying 30 million for Ramsdale. I'd be ahead of that because we bought him for something similar to that. He's an England international. He's young.
Yeah, he's in contract. So I'd be looking at 40 to 50.
Yeah, like you look at, like some clubs in the transfer market. Like if Chelsea, if the rumour's true, won him, I'd say 50, 60 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, why not?
That's what I was saying about that. I was saying about doing a swap deal. And it was like, well, that ain't going to suit Chelsea because they need hard cash.
Yeah.
For their bank balance and the accountants to make sure they don't get fined. So that ain't going to work, is it? So so I think that's dead in the water unless they give us.
Who was the swap deal for?
Who was Mudrich, weren't it?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Sanchez or something.
No. It was that was the talk, wasn't it? It was a Mudrich, and then it all came out like him being unhappy and whatever like that. And it was like,
would you guys take it?
Would take him.
Would you take him?
Depending on the fee, I would.
Yeah.
But I'd have wished he'd have joined us at the start, but not for that money anyway. To be honest, I weren't indulged in that price tag.
No.
I wasn't thinking, that's a really good deal at that time.
I think we all got swept away with his YouTube videos. Like he played very few minutes in the in his league in the Ukraine, and like he had one good half against Real Madrid, but when you looked at him on YouTube, he looked like the best player in the world, and no doubt he has talent. He's very young, but for the money that was being spoken about, like I wouldn't take him at this point. Like if you got him for 20 million or something, you take a punt on him because I think Arteta would obviously do a much better job with him than has been done with him so far with Pochettino. But I just think that ship has sailed because he wanted us so bad. Like he was literally twerking for us online. He was posting pictures on Instagram, taking pictures of his TV with Arteta saying what a coach. Now he was talking about both coaches that were on TV at the time, but it's a sliding doors moment. You'd love to know how he'd be doing now at Arsenal had he signed, but he's made such a bad decision. Whoever was guiding him just made a really bad decision for him.
Yeah. Agree there. Same, Mark? Agree that?
Absolutely. I think it is. It's one of those. The ship has sailed on Mudryk to Arsenal, I would imagine. Look, if you can get something done at a really cut price, maybe you'd do it. But I think the void that was there is the one that Trossard has filled. So I don't think that there's space even for him to come into that squad at the moment, bar we start selling players. So
I think at that price as well, you're expecting someone to be coming in and being first choice, aren't you?
Yeah,
it does come in on there, then you're paying second fiddle. And to be honest, are we in a position really to be spending, say, that much money, even if it's like high like 80s or 70s on a player? We're not there, are we? We're not.
No.
That's not how 100% where we are.
This is it. Like, if we had got him, would we have been able to spend the money on Havertz or Rice this summer? Probably not. We definitely wouldn't have got both of them.
We're not going to do on a striker, central midfielder, and him. Like, because I don't know if anyone saw today, but apparently, I think it was Romano or someone said that Arsenal are looking to spend big money on a midfielder, so they're not going to do a midfielder, a striker, and then 70, 80 million on Mudryk, but basically a backup.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not getting in the, like, I don't know. I don't think he starts. So is he? We're not going to be doing that for me.
Yeah.
Like Ian said, 20 million, 30 million, so 30 million at the most. I'd probably say, well, it's worth trying and let that. But then I suppose they could sell Nelson, because I think they will anyway. But like, does he play on the right or the left, Mudryk?
Predominantly on the left, I think. Anytime I've seen him play, it's been from the left.
That's what I mean. So cross-side Martinelli, and you've got 3 players on that side, and on the right we've got Saka and Saka. So yeah,
exactly.
I don't think, like you say, I think that ship might have sailed really.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's, yeah. I can't see us spending that money on him now.
We can't keep making all these Chelsea players good anyway. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, David Mars said, "Yeah, we need to sell players. We're terrible at selling players." But yeah,
right.
this is now where we look at it. Now we've got value on Ramsdale.
Yeah, you look at Liverpool when they sold.
We did a good job selling Balogun when we did, in fairness.
Yeah. But you've now got Nketiah with value as well. We can still make some money out of him. I'd be still saying 20, 25 million for him anyway. That's my value on a player like that, because I think he'll do a very good job at some other team, say like a Brentford or whatever like that. Should Tony go? I don't think Tony's the answer for us at that kind of money as well. Emerson said that Osman has cheated to get a penalty. Should see it was a farce, and VAR in the Italian league is corrupt. Yeah, look, well, must be relations of ours. Yeah, but yeah, look, he's another one. Will he fit in? Will he do a job? Obviously we don't know. We don't know who they're going to go for. But yeah, the main thing is, can we get rid of players that are trying to? Or we need to kind of push out the door for money, and can we do it early? And then that means that we can then get players in to then fill out the squad a bit more.
Do you believe the rumours that we have 250 million to spend before we sell players?
No,
not for a second. Arsenal don't release that type of information ever to anyone, especially in recent years.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you did, why would you tell anyone?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're straight away, you're weakening your bargaining position.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't believe it for the record either. I just thought it was interesting that it came out. Be nice to think, but yeah, I don't think so.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, so I think we've reached end of the Sunday show. Mark, Ian, George, really good. I don't know if you know, if we've got a little bit of humour. Obviously, Pat Butcher made her debut on the last Thursday show. Yeah, brought a few tears to the eyes with a few of the panels and the people in the chat. Yeah, she was on Twitter with us for the last few days, and it went earlier on today. So thank you, Pat. Yeah. Really good, but I got another one. Colonel, my chef must be a Chelsea fan. I saw him last week rubbing herbs in his eyes, and he became partially sighted.
Jesus.
There you go. He's now our resident joke teller now. He's kind of come up with a few. Yeah, Colonel, thanks for coming on and listening to the show. Hope it's been decent. Thanks for chatting. It's almost as funny as that one from Pat. Oh, sorry, I just thought about it. Just Liam, just laughing. Just almost had to stop. We almost had to stop the stream for him. David Marr, like
very
Tony,
unprofessional.
Yeah, like Tony, but he's almost 28. I don't see us signing him. So Osman, I'm taking that's it. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's going to be PSG for him as well. So
yeah, Osman will go to PSG, and I've been saying for a long time we're going to go for somebody who not that we haven't heard of, but somebody who Arteta will just think will fit perfectly into his system. It's what he's been doing since he's been here, picking players that we didn't necessarily know in some cases, and I have full faith in Arteta. We don't need to sign somebody like Tony or Osman. I think he'll have a trick up his sleeve, Arteta, for that front spot. I really do, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is.
I've been saying it for months. I think we go for Benjamin Sesko. And even all this talk ahead of Osimhen and all that. Like those 20, like I think Nketiah goes, we get Benjamin Sesko in, but then I wouldn't be surprised if they go. Is he play for Sporting? Is it Victor
Gyökeres? Is it? Yeah.
So one.
Yeah, he's the next one, or the other one they've been talking about.
They bottled.
Yeah. No, all good, lads. Yeah, thank you again for tonight. Yeah, it's been a long one, but I think it's been quite a good little discussion. So yeah, it's quite nice to always get views and how we all go, because we have got different experiences. It would have been nice to have had Callum on, but yeah, I'm sure we'll maybe speak to him another time.
Yep.
On that side. But yeah, cheers, and yeah, hope we get a good result we need tomorrow, and then we go on for Thursday with Liam with the North Bank Summit. So yeah, tune in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Would mean a lot. So yeah, more content. George, you've got a show coming up, haven't you? This week?
Yeah, we start on Friday, so it's the first women's show, like Arsenal women's show. So definitely, anyone who's interested, come and watch, or want to come on as well. More than welcome. What
time's that, George?
To be confirmed.
To be confirmed. Yeah, no, that's all good. when I put it in the diary, I think that's what it is, isn't it, George? I think, but yeah, we'll confirm that.
You're the boss, mate.
We'll get it all sorted, and so it should be a good watch. It'll be good to see who comes on along with Georgie's go through with the women's game, because yeah, there's lots of good stuff going on there. And yeah, with Liam's show on Thursdays, there'll be others as well dotting up. I think even Jonesy has got a nice little show. Wrestling fans, I think on Wednesday evening. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well. So yeah, subscribe to the channel and yeah, come support us, and yeah, don't miss out on another good show on Thursday. So see you later, everyone, and yeah, lads, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Thanks, Mel. Have a good evening.
Good evening.